It's a new over from Malcolm Marshall with broad facing. And it's going to be 4 more, but fairly streaky one that time. Catchable height going through that gap between slip and gully.
What a marvellous catch. Geoffrey Dujon has made tremendous ground there to catch Chris Broad. The first wicket goes down in the England innings for 101. Marshall getting a little bit of extra lift there and a fine catch.
This was a magnificent catch from Dujon. It was the bounce that did Broad, and there we go, one-handed, tumbling to his right, and that really is from a left-hander particularly, where he's a little bit unsighted once that ball comes down the leg side. It was a wonderful catch. That was a huge reception, well earned by Chris Broad for a splendid debut.
Yeah, it comes in because of this magnificent piece of work by Marshall and Dujon.
Yes, it's the bounce that did him, because Chris Broad's a fairly tall man, and he had to play that above hip height, and that really was a remarkable one-handed catch by Dujon.
The ball must be gone. This is a very fast over from Marshall, and he was through Gower's defence there. 106 for 2.
See this from the other end, and I think we'll see that there was movement as well as pace there. Yes, it's straightened back on to David Gower, and a beautiful delivery. There's really no answer. He's played perfectly correctly, but the ball did half a bat, and that's good enough.
Still to come, both of them getting Downton, Miller, Pringle, Foster.
So Marshall again to Lamb. What an over that's been. 4 very streaky runs. I couldn't have placed it better. Garner to Lamb. Rare over pitch ball from Garner, and Lamb getting nicely into position, tucks it away down to square leg for 4. So some relief there for Alan Lamb. He's had a hard struggle since he appeared after Gower's dismissal.
This one should do Alan Lamb a power of good. He's very lean, 12 months, barely 200 runs in Test cricket there, and he's looking for a score today, and it was a fine shot.
So bowling change. Milton Small getting another crack. Hasn't been in action since the new ball earlier this morning, and 5 overs with that. Now comes back for a second spell. 131 for 2. He's thrown the bat at that, high in the air, but safe enough. 4 runs. Graham Fowler goes on to 43. A total on to 136 for 2.
This is a Graham Fowler special. It's wide, it's short, foot down the wicket, not over to it, gives him plenty of room there to crash it away square of point for 4.
He's got that through as well. That'll be 4 more. Skidded along the ground this time, but thickish edge going between slip and gully. .40 now for 2, and Fowler's forced them into a 3rd man. Small to Fowler. That's 4 runs. Over pitched. That's as good a shot as he's played all day. full flow of the bat, cracked it through there, and 50 then for Graham Fowler. It's taken him a long time, it's been a struggle, but it's been full of determination and a lot of courage. 158 balls, 6 fours, and that's the 6th time he's reached 50 in a test match. That's another 4. Put nicely out there, lent into it well. So Graham Fowler's taking toll of the return there of Milton Small. 4 fours, he's taken off him now in 2 overs.
Well, Graham Fowler's decided he can trust himself on the front foot to Milton Small, who's much less of a fearsome prospect than Joel Garner.
Great shot. Beautiful stroke off the back foot by Graham Fowler. It wasn't all that bad a delivery. The line was okay and the length was all right, but he clipped that beautifully.
That's short, a beautiful shot. Ideal square cut there. Quite perfectly executed by Lamb.
Yeah, not too committed on the front foot, and a good square cut.
And that's a good shot, there's no third man. A little bit of bounce, and Fowler again right on top of it. Possibly went a shape finer than he expected, but perfectly good and safe shot. It was on its way down as it found the gap between gully and slip. Right up on his toes. So Fowler moves on to 76 now. It's a good blow there from Alan Lamb. He's not even bothering to move from the crease. He knows it's 4 all the way. And a rare sight that to see the pace bowler driven very firmly past him. And making the most, an over-pitched ball. Lamb goes on now to 23. And he's given him this time. So he goes LBW, disappointing end, because he really outplayed jolly well up to then. And he goes for 23, and it's another wicket for Marshall. 183 now for 3 England, and Marshall has taken all 3. Ball again, I think, moved back a little bit, but Lamb this time caught on the back foot. Too short leg. The cricket up and down the country, I've got a very high regard for him. And that was a very unwise decision, and he's got to go LBW there. Complete misjudgment for Mike Gattin. Nothing really can go right to him at this level. It was a fine delivery, but much too close to offer no shot. So Marshall strikes again. Both wickets to him this morning, and all 4 that have fallen have come the way of Malcolm Marshall. 185 for 4, and the unhappy, the unfortunate Gattin has gone LBW.
Slowly away down the boundary, but it makes it, brings up the 200, and it's a defiant gesture at the same time. Good shot. Got that one all right. Baptiste didn't pick it up very quickly. 4, and Fowler goes on to 87. And
no bad thing for England to be picking up runs off the old ball. I think that's why they're now just being able to play these aggressive strokes off the short ball, because the ball's pretty soft by now and not coming on all that quickly enough, and there have been some fine strokes.
It's a really good stroke, and it's produced applause from both them, as well as from this very, very big crowd here at Lord's. Beautifully over the top of that.
Well, this is an authentic hook shot. Beautiful shot.
So here's Baptiste. And there's Botham. Lovely extra cover drive for 4, taking him on to 22. For 4, that'll take him on to 99.
Well, he went for the big one, and well executed shot, fetched it in the right area, just had to clear Garner at mid-on. It takes him now on to 99.
Square cut this time for 4 runs, consecutive 4s, taking Graham Fowler onto a really magnificent 100. How well he's battled. Great test of temperament, of courage, and particularly today of skill. He's improved as the game has gone on, and he reaches 103 out of 238 for 4. 13 boundaries in his 100. It's his second Test match 100, and Clive Lloyd very nicely walks over to shake hands with him. He's gone this time, very safely caught at second slip. So it flashed out there once or twice off Eldin Baptiste later. Just a little bit of lack of concentration after he'd gone to 3 figures. Sees the end of a really excellent performance from Graham Fowler. 106, and it's 243 for 5, and the first wicket for Eldon Baptiste. Looks a bit tired, a little bit weary, but he's done a magnificent job here for England today. There's 4 there. Real big heave-ho. A little finer than anticipated playing the shot, but they all count. And a good meaty crack there from Ian Botham. And that's out. That was an odd shot there from Botham. Seemed to change his mind halfway through. A little forward defensive shot, carried on with a little plunge forward and offered a very simple catch to Gully. So Baptiste strikes again.
Oh, well done. Not good cricket at the other end, I want to tell you. But that is really quick thinking. Brilliant piece of cricket. One to keep your eye on is the non-striker Jeff Miller. So he goes, and then I fear he dawdles a bit for that first run. Downton's turning now, and Miller is only just getting there. He hasn't hurried at all. Now goes the throw. It's a great piece of cricket. There's no one actually backing up. It had to hit the stumps. Oh, out. Must be out. Twice in the one innings. Why don't the fellas do that? Padding up, out LBW, not playing a stroke. It's a great law. I wish it had been in action when I was playing. There were all sorts of fellas pushing away down the pitch in those days. But two of them in this innings have been knocked over, one by Marshall, the other by Garner, not bothering to play a stroke.
Piece of expert judgment there. It went over the top of just about leg middle.
Well, no recognisable shot here from Foster. Almost as much a leave alone as the dismissals of Pringle and Gatting, but a little luckier over the top.
And he's gone, beautifully caught. Harper again taking a catch there. Well, I suppose Neil Fawcett threatened to be dismissed in that way.
See it again and just watch that right foot of Foster's. He plays it, there he goes. Just withdrawing that little bit, instinctive tail end reaction, and Marshall just too much for him.
Marshall again. Got it through this time, only with down there at third man, so Downton strikes a boundary. Takes him into double figures. And quite a pleasant shot there from the wicketkeeper. And he's crushed that through square leg area. 4 more. He'd made up his mind. Anything that's dropped slightly short of a length, he was going to give it the full treatment.
There it is.
Graham Fowler making 106. Chris Broad in his debut test match for England with the 55. Ian Botham 30 and Paul Downton 23, but England bowled out for 286. Joel Garner 1 for 67. Milton Small only used for 9 overs. Remember, Michael Holding is not playing in this match. He's injured. But Malcolm Marshall 6 for 85 in the 37th over. Wonderful bowling from him. And Eldin Baptiste 2 for 36. Roger Harper 8 overs, none for 25. So 286 on the board. It was a good start for England. Chris Broad, I should have mentioned at the top that he was making his debut for England. But the England left-hander good at the top of the order with his 55, and with Graham Fowler putting 101 on. So 101 on for the first wicket, and you expect England to get a little bit more than that. But 286, a Graham Fowler century, and Chris Broad with 55. But Marshall, 6 for 85. When we come back after the break, it is the West Indies' first innings.
Well done. Good catch. And Botham breaks through.
Have a look at this from Botham's end, and we'll see this just on or around off stump. Goes down the hill, outside edge, and there's Miller two-handed to his right. Good catch.
It's a bit ambitious from Botham. No bounce there for him, and a very, very powerful stroke from Haynes.
Well, there isn't pace in this wicket for the bowler of Botham's pace to put one in short.
I wouldn't write that down as very sensible bowling.
Well, it's excessive deliveries. I can't believe that Ian Botham meant that one.
It's gone. Bobby W. Second wicket for England, right on the stroke of tea.
Here we see it from the bowler's end. It's pitched just outside, quite short. Come back and hit him just above the roll of the pad.
It's gone through this time. And there's the man having to give chase. Nothing he can do about it. So again, it struck a thick outside edge, but all along the ground. No possible chance of a catch there. That's wide open spaces. Very difficult to bowl at Richards without a mid-off. In fact, the problem is that you could do with an extra two fielders when this fella's in full flight. Has he caught it? He's held it high and he's gone. Yes, Botham strikes again. That's a superb catch in there at short leg. A lot of ground to make. And Laurie Gomes has gone. 35 now for 3, and Botham has taken all 3. As Jack said, that ball just in the air long enough for getting to make it. A lot of ground to cover, and full marks.
There's a good shot from Richards. No chance for getting there. Delightful stroke onto that rise just in front of the pavilion. It's a good shot. That's the best shot Richards has played in this innings. Beautifully struck away through mid-wicket for 4. The ball not all that short. Bob Willis is the fielder. Three more to Richards, he goes on to 34. Safe, away past Gower at point, and will go for 4. Uppish, but just far enough away from Gower to be quite safe. Lloyd goes now on to 14.
Well, Lloyd hasn't hit much in the middle of this innings up to now, and he's getting a little fretful, cracked it away.
There's 4 more. Well, Gower put a gully in there. He brought Miller round to gully away from third slip. And Lloyd this time picked the gap beautifully.
36 now to Richards. Pringle to bowl to him. Richards on 40. Pringle after 6 overs for 30 gives way to Botham. And it's 4 more for Clive Lloyd. Takes him on to a little milestone once again. He's now passed Don Bradman's record in Test match cricket of 6,996. Botham again to Lloyd. Short, pulled away through mid-wicket. Just about got enough strength to reach the ropes. So that now takes Clive Lloyd on to 7,000 runs in Test match cricket. 7th player to reach that figure. And the 3-4s from this over. Another short delivery from Botham, powered away by Clive Lloyd. And now the score is rattling along, gone on to 99. Clive Lloyd. And a short ball hooked away quite powerfully again by Richards. Takes him on to 46. And that's 4 glorious runs, which takes him to 50. Up goes the bat, gave himself room. Wasn't in fact all that short, but powered it away with tremendous skill and timing to take Viv Richards to yet another 50 on what must be just about his favourite.
Good shot. Beautiful stroke, that one. And that cost Botham 4 runs because he was cranky. He was moving his field around there and pushing Chris Broad away from ordinary mid-on to very wide, almost mid-wicket, and dropped it short. Looked as though it came off the pad. Whether he got an inside edge to it as well is another matter. Not according to umpire Barry Mayer. It's 4-leg byes. 100 partnership up for Richards and Lloyd. They've done it on many occasions for the West Indies. Those 100 runs came from 173 balls faced in the partnership. Oh, well. That was a choked appeal from Botham. Vivian doesn't look all that happy. Botham choked off his appeal, and I think some of the others did as well. Richards has gone for 72.
See this one from Botham's end. Ducks in a lot. Very much leg stumpish, but Richards very surprised and very disappointed. A big blow for England, that, and that will have a crucial effect on the whole day's play.
Dujon comes out with West Indies still considerable distance behind, 148 runs in arrears they are. Just lost their star player. Before Bob Willis's round pretty much towards backward square leg, very deep. Dujon off the mark with 4.
Yes, Vivian there doesn't look all that happy. A short hooked in the air, Fowler's under it, and it's safely caught, and Botham's got another one. All 5 to Ian Botham, and no wonder he's got that great big smile on his face. So Dujon goes for 8, attempting the hook shot, top edge, and a very simple catch to Fowler, moving nicely from mid-on. 1:47 now for 5, and a marvellous start here for England this morning.
See it again, you see he doesn't get inside the line, he's half forward in fact, all tucked up, just got it off the top shoulder of the bat, and it's the easiest of catches.
Short, he's not really middled it, top edge, gone right over the top of the keeper. He's going to get 4 runs for it. And that also could really have gone anywhere.
Well, Malcolm Marshall fortunate here. Could have found fine leg, could have got a top edge straight up in the air to the keeper, and instead 4 runs. No messing about coming in and playing for your captain with some of these West Indians. They're playing more shots than Clive Lloyd.
Is it gone? And he's caught it. No, he's not. 6 runs. And he's caught it, but it was over the ropes. Well, nearly a sensational minute there for young Donald Topley.
And this remarkable catch raises just a question of the law. There goes the hook shot, and the young substitute fielder Topley, he catches it, then he puts his foot over. The catch law says that the act of making the catch will start from the time when the fieldsman first handles the ball and shall end when he both retains complete control over the further disposal of the ball and remains within the field of play. Well, he didn't quite have complete control by the time he got over that line.
Close in, very good one for both them. 6 wickets in the West Indies innings, all 6 to Ian Botham. Lloyd out for 39, struggled for 7 runs all morning. I think certainly that deserved the shout it received from Botham and all the others around the wicket. It looked to be pretty plumb. 19 overs, 4 maidens, 6 for 73. Down the far end, Elvin Baptiste is trying to lengthen the odds again.
Marshall on 29. And he's gone. Yes, it's a great blow by Willis. Now Willis deserved that. Pringle taking a good catch, low down to his right at slip. And that's a marvellous moment for Bob Willis and for England. 213 for 7. Marshall goes for 29. And things couldn't look rosier for England at the moment. Willis now to Harper. There it goes again. It's a good shot. Got onto that very quickly, hooked it away very powerfully through mid-wicket for 4.
Well, when number 9 comes in and can play a hook shot like that, you can realise why England won't be happy until all 10 are out.
Both of them again to Harper. And that's out, yes, beautifully caught, and Botham has got his 7th wicket. Harper falls to a good catch low down by Mike Gettin at short extra cover. He goes for 8, and now it's 231 for 8. So a sensational day for the Somerset all-rounder, bouncing back in great style.
There's no doubt about that one. They didn't even bother to appeal. It was such a wide deflection, and Bob Willis deserved that.
Well, Bob's deserved one of these. He's bowled enough good ones, beaten the bat, and this time just a nice outside edge.
Well done. Nice catch. 2 to Downton, who's done well, and even better, it's 8 to Botham.
Vivian Richards adding 12 to his overnight total before being trapped by his Somerset County teammate Ian Botham, and Eldin Baptiste with Malcolm Marshall weighing in with some runs that helped the West Indies to 245. but really it was a story of Ian Botham. Look at those figures from the England all-rounder. 27.4 overs, 6 maidens, 8 for 103. Bob Willis weighing in with 2 for 48. But Ian Botham showing why he was one of the great all-rounders of all time. So the West Indies, 41 runs behind on the first innings. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it is their second innings.
He's gone this time. Broad goes. Garner got him with one. Garner got him with one that bounced a little bit more than normal. After the euphoria of the first innings, Broad goes now without scoring. And Garner has slipped through. David Gower prefers to come in at 4, but he's in at 3 this match. Garner's got the new ball. It's hard and bouncy. Shot of great pedigree, that. Under pressure.
Still no change. It's raced away to fine leg. Oh, well, this outfield is fast here today. It doesn't need more than a touch from a bowler of Marshall's pace, and it's over the ropes. So relief for David Gower there to move into double figures.
Cracking shot.
Well, that's as nicely poised and timed a stroke as we've seen from Graham Fowler in the whole match.
And Clive Lloyd's picked up David Gower. Small's first test wicket in England. Second wicket in test cricket. He picked up one against Australia. Gower's gone, and that's a blow for England because he was looking pretty good. .74 the lead with 8 wickets in hand, England. Yes. And what an over this is for Milton Small. Brought on to take the place of Malcolm Marshall, who was at odds with himself. Small has got 2 wickets, Gower and Fowler. The first one, a very good delivery that cut away from Gower, and then that one that ripped through Fowler's defence and beat him for sheer pace. Over the top of that, Mike Gatting. A lot of people at this ground who follow Middlesex who will be wishing Gatting every possible success in this innings. Two splendid shots on the one over off Milton Small.
Well, you can't do better than that. 2 boundaries, 1 off back foot, and this one, everything there.
England's 50 came up in 92 minutes from 121 balls. Good shot for 4. Well, the attack's going to be carried back to the West Indians. They've picked up 3 quick wickets. The natural game of both Lamb and Gatting is to attack the bowlers.
Again to Lamb. Let's clear the field. Leg side, that's going over the ropes now for 4. Just a significant blow off the slow bowler.
And he's gone again. Unbelievable. He's made 29 runs and made them in delightful fashion, Mike Gadding. And once again, he's out OBW without playing a stroke. The first ball of Marshall's spell. Don't blame the rule. The rule was brought in because batsmen years ago were just thrusting their pad at the ball without bothering to play a shot. It's a good shot. He kept it down very well. There were two men waiting there for that stroke. If he missed cues, he got it precisely between them. Just out of Duchamps' reach. Their valuable runs. Century comes up. Good shot from Botham. A lovely display of aggression right at the death here.
That's a good looking start for 4 runs, forced off the back foot, square on the offside. And Botham again getting very nicely into position. It's a good firm blow, straight past the bowler. Lamb's not offering even to run. He knows it's 4 from the moment it left the bat.
Well, this was a loosener from Malcolm Marshall. Full length half volley. Right up to the bat, and Alan Lamb onto it in a flash.
Well, that could really have gone anywhere. Took his eyes off the ball. Might even have closed them, in fact. It's 4 runs for it. So, a touch of good fortune about that for Alan Lamb.
Well, this was a fearsome delivery. It's short, it's absolutely a real throat ball, and Alan Lamb could only fend it off, and where it went, he knew not.
I think the umpires are going to have a chat. Whether they're going to have a chat about the light or not, I don't know. It's slightly doubtful. I would have thought it's still playable. They're looking over in that direction.
He's gone pretty wide and a little closer at third. Shot. The attempted Yorker, and Botham made no mistake. Nicely executed stroke there.
Well, Garner bowls so few in this particular area. Full half volley, he could hardly believe it. Stood there shaking his head in disbelief, and both of them accepted the present.
150 up for England.
Marshall again to Botham. That short is a magnificent shot. Soared into the grandstand for 6. Tremendous blow there from Ian Botham. That 6 takes him on to 49, and the total under 167. This is Marshall in action. Botham facing. Wanting 1 for his 50, and there it is. Powerful straight drive, and they'll come back for 3 runs here. So what a great match Ian Botham is having, following up that magnificent spell of hostile bowling, and he took 8 wickets here on Saturday to go through to an excellent 50 in very good time too. Only 40 balls, 6 fours and a very big 6 included in it. And two, nudging it away nicely for his 50 also. So 50's coming within a ball of each other, and that'll be a great relief to Alan Lamb and to the selectors. Taking him A little longer, of course, but of immense value to England, that 50 coming off 107 balls. That's short, and it's hooked not quite where he intended. Gone much finer than he anticipated, but it's still going to bring him 4 runs. Just slightly late on that one.
Well, what is known in the trade as a straight hook. Exactly behind the wickets that's gone. Top edge, late on the shot. Could have gone anywhere.
Marshall with one for 55. Still in the attack, in from the nursery end now. And that's it. Another great 4 from Botham. Full follow through, powered it away, and that takes Ian Botham to 4,000 runs.
It's a good shot. Didn't get up very much. In fact, Garner's hardly got a ball up from the nursery end.
And he's gone this time. So Garner's appeal answered in his favour. Ian Botham is out. LBW for 81. Tremendous hand from this crowd, acknowledging another absolutely brilliant all-round performance by Botham. 8 wickets followed by 81 runs. And has really brought England back into this game in a big way.
And there's a look from Ian's face that he thought he might have just got a little inside edge on it. And we certainly can't see from that whether he did or whether he didn't. It's only a little, tiny little snick on the bat if he did.
And he's middled that for the first time for some little while now. Glorious square cut there from Alan Lamb for 4 runs. That's a good looking shot. Straight through the gap. To cover a mid-off, 4 runs.
Well, that patience he's shown paying off has held him Baptiste's towers a little.
And that's out. Thought for a long time, David Evans. Gave Paul down and out. Milton Small has cracked it again. That's his 3rd wicket of the innings, brought on very, very late by Clive Lloyd. And it's now 230 for 6.
Yeah, Small well up to Downton here, almost hitting him on the boot. Not very far forward. Every chance.
That's a really good shot from Alan Lamb to take him into the 80s.
That's a great shot. 4 runs. Long, wide half volley, put away in great style there by Alan Lamb. It's a wideish one. He's pretty confident he's going for 4, which indeed it is. Certainly been plenty of balls of a full length in this over, and Miller finally puts the last one away for 4 there to take the 250. That's a fine shot. Very handy delivery and a very great shot to have in fact, when you're on 95. That takes him on to 99.
Beautifully timed, this one. It doesn't quite go where he was aiming. He's just shut the blade of the bat on it, but it was very effective.
That's it. Beautiful shot, square on the offside. 4 runs for Alan Lamb. Takes him through to a very, very well-deserved 100. He's had to battle hard for these runs. 103. Been in there a long, long time, but I can't recall him giving a chance, and that's quite an accomplishment against this sort of pace attack. It's 103 coming out of 273 for 6. 234 balls he faced. He's hit 12 fours, and it's his 4th Test match 100. He found his runs at last. It's his first-class 100 this season. So 273 for 6 with Lamb 103 and Miller on 9. And he's bowled him. The off-spinners bowl Miller. As though it went straight on, it went slightly for the spin, and Miller goes for 9. 273 for 7 now, England, and the first wicket to the off-spinner Roger Harper. There it is, perfectly straight ball, pitching off, hitting off, and he simply played down the wrong line. Really big ball which Pringle's put away, square on the offside for 4. Nice way to get off the mark.
The umpires are conferring about the light, but I wouldn't think the England players would. And Lamb has gone. No need for umpire David Evans to give a decision there. 290 for 8 now. Court Duchamp bowled Marshall. 110 to Alan Lamb. And England's first wicket of the morning goes down.
Well, the dismissal dictated entirely by the morning circumstances. A shot he'd never have played so early, normally, but has to be done. Ordinary outside edge and just about carried to Geoffrey Dujon.
Good shot for 4 from Foster. Or more. Lloyd won't be all that happy about Marshall giving Foster a bit of room there. And he's brought up to 300 for England at the end of Marshall's over. It's very close. Yes. Pringle is gone. He was looking to see where the ball went. Umpire Barry Mayer. Another decision for him to give. Another wicket down for England. 300 for 9 they are now. And there is the declaration.
David Gower, England's captain, declaring his side's second innings at 300 for 9. Alan Lamb's 4th Test century, 110, and Ian Botham with 81. West Indies fast bowlers, Joel Garner 3 for 91, Milton Small 3 for 40, in for the injured Michael Holding, and Malcolm Marshall 2 for 85. Roger Harper picking up 1 for 18. So David Gower has set the West Indies 342 to win this match. Would there be enough time for them to get the runs, or would there indeed be enough time for England to bowl them out? Let's have a look how it goes. The 5th and final day and the completion of this second match.
4 runs, first runs on the board for the West Indies. Good shot from Gordon Greenwich.
Short, and it's 4 runs. off his legs. Long chase round for Bob Willis. Just can't make it. Greenwich dealing principally in boundaries here.
Great shot. It's hit the fence now. A matter of 2 seconds from leaving the bat to striking the small fence. And the extra applause now for Gordon Greenwich, reaching 50 out of a total of 77. It's a great shot. Had some really good shots this morning, Gordon Greenwich.
This edged and dropped. And straight through Pringle at first slip.
Well, pushing by Gomes there, gets an edge. That certainly looked as though it carried.
Foster to Greenwich. Beautiful shot. Put through mid-wicket for yet another boundary.
So strong here around his leg stump, and that was the area that Foster fed him. It was the full swing of the bat there.
Neil Foster, Greenwich on 61. And it's through mid-off for 4 runs.
संजय दत्त के साथ बॉम्बे ब्लास्ट का धमाका TNA एक्सप्लोजन स्टार स्पोर्ट्स पर
Second double hundred for Rahul Dravid. A famous win for India, beating Australia in Australia.
Rahul Dravid, double century number 12 for Rahul Dravid.
Some of the most memorable knocks by the Indian captain, Rahul Dravid the Wall on Star Sports.
Skin, and he missed it. Against Serginho, who misses? Oh, she missed it!
If you missed the action on SportsCenter, you can catch it on SportsCenter's Week in Review.
And for sure, without a doubt, this.
Yes, we have the exclusive interviews, match highlights, random game predictor, guess of the week, Bubble Babble, That's Me on TV, online games and competitions, Asian soccer news. Oh, need more reasons to watch it?
It's all happening on Nokia Football Crazy with me, the new guy, Jen.
On ESPN.
Football Crazy is presented by Nokia.
Through this time. Yes, the quick single for Gordon Greenwich. Up goes the bat, up go the arms. Super 100 this. Really has played exceptionally well. 100 out of 149 for 1 has really set West Indies on their way.
That's a beautiful shot from Gomes off the back foot. Not a bad ball, that, from Botham. It wasn't all that short. And the 100 partnership comes up with this stroke from Gomes, beautifully timed and nicely positioned. Nice, good shot. bit much down the leg side from Bob Willis. And these two men, Greenwich and Gomes, taking full advantage of anything at all loose. I'm not too sure, but dare one say it, that he seemed to have his hands on his knees as that ball was actually coming towards him.
Mind you, that is Ian Botham's normal stance there. He does stand sort of just relaxed with his hands on his legs.
Beautiful shot. Great stroke that by Greenwich.
So the stands worth 143 at the moment. 46 to Gomes. That's a good shot. Again, excellent use of the feet there. Knew exactly what it was all about. He's cracked it straight before to bring up a very good 50 for Larry Gomes. Richards doing next. Let's see if he gets a knock. Oh, it's hoisted away. That's over square leg and into the crowd. 6 runs to Greenwich. 139 he goes to now. Botham the bowler to supper. And that went into the grandstand with no apparent effort at all. So Peter May needing his glasses to believe this. That'll be 150. Desperate dive by Gatting out there, all to no avail. Another boundary for Gordon Greenwich. Up goes the bat. 153 now. Brilliant performance from the West Indian opener. He's got all his supporters with him, and they've enjoyed every minute of this great innings. 1-6, 22 fours in his 150. And West Indies brought the difference down now to only 9. Bowling to Greenwich on 158. And immediately greeted him with yet another boundary. Another fine shot from Greenwich. There's the old Bajan seashell. I've blown a few of those in my time. It's gone again. 4 more. And an encore from our friend.
.300 comes up for the West Indies. Bad luck for Foster, and good fortune for Greenwich, but he hasn't needed much today with some of the stroke play he's produced.
Well, this is one of his few false scoring shots, perilously close to leg stump. I don't think that anybody can fault David Gower for making an over-generous declaration, but two things really have combined to take the match away from him. They're both interrelated. One is a great innings, and the other is the fairly ordinary performance by his attack.
Well, you can't blame anyone for setting a target. Well, it was a good shot, but it made it a little easier by being a full pitcher on leg stump with no man in the outfield on the leg side.
Well, this is fairly typical of England's out cricket. He's peppered that mid-wicket boundary, but my goodness me, he's been fed it.
Well, that's an extraordinary stroke. It was just as he played it had the feeling that he hadn't quite middled it. In fact, he did, and he's hit it for 6 and gone past the 200 mark to become only the 9th cricketer in the history of the game to make a double century at Lord's. A lot of joy in that area, and there in certain other areas around the ground it's as though the heavy sandbag has been applied right to the base of the neck.
Ian Botham, by the looks, to make the final gesture, coming up a short run.
There it is. The players are off. Porter Gomes. A win for the West Indies by 9 wickets. 214 not out to Gordon Greenwich. Magnificent innings from him, and a very, very good knock from Larry Gomes. 92 he made in the total of 344 for 1. And what seemed to be an almost impossible assignment at the start of this innings has turned out to be an absolute dominant.
Fantastic effort by Gordon Greenwich, his first Test century, and in the process he passed 4,000 Test runs.